Now, you've probably noticed that the ceiling in this particular room is quite low, but that actually works really well for us today.
Us little people.
Because we're going to do some ceiling painting and it stops us from having to get up a ladder, really. So, Mark, what is a preferred way of painting a ceiling? It's not just whacking the paint on, is it?
No, it's not just whacking the paint on. We need to use, as we discussed earlier, a really good brush that'll hold a lot of product and give me control. So I've got a great idea on how to do a ceiling really well.
Tell me.
You want a paintbrush that's going to do that for a start.
Yeah.
Right? It's not flaring, it's holding its shape, so that's going to give me beautiful control.
Yeah.
When I load it, I don't overload the paint. I only put it in about the bottom third of the filament. Now, to do our ceiling, 2 steps. The first brush load, I'm actually doing half the cornice, which is this part, and I'm doing up onto the ceiling. You can see that?
Yep.
And then on the next brush load, what I do is I do the bottom half of the cornice and also down onto the top of the wall, because that's going to guarantee that that little underneath lip gets the same colour as the ceiling. It doesn't matter about the paint on the top of the wall, because we're going to paint that later. Now, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you a slightly smaller brush, because DIY is, if you've got a slightly thinner brush, you get more control.
Nice. All right,
good?
that's fine. Okay, Mark, what is the best way to get started when you're loading up a roller?
Okay, so what we do is we start dipping the roller into the paint. It's not a swimming pool, so the roller doesn't submerge itself. It touches the paint, and the grill of the tray is the critical part, because as you can see, as I turn that roller over and over and over, it's starting to absorb paint all the way around the fabric. So when I roll, I start with my first loaded roller over near the cornice, and I roll into that imaginary line, and I basically do 2 roller widths across, smooth that over, I reload paint, and then we go to the other side and we do the same thing coming in, so both sections blend in. You want to have a go?
Sure.
Good.
Isn't it interesting? Because actually using this and changing the body position just slightly,
Rocking back and forward. Hey?
I'm hearing you, I'm feeling it.
The other thing you should notice is how easy it is to use that roller and put paint on. You don't have to press too hard, just enough to control the roller.
Yeah.
The cheap roller goes thum, 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 thum,
Yeah.
and you're hitting and missing the ceiling, which we don't want.
No. I have to tell you, Mark, it really is quite extraordinary. Just those few tips that you've given me have made such a big difference. It's incredible just adjusting the pressure, holding your position differently, where you're putting the weight on your feet, how that can actually make such a big impact on the final product. Nice work.
Helps you paint like a pro, Leah.
Yeah, right. Well, we've still got a lot to do, so I better get painting like a pro.